केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे, केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. From 6 p.m. tonight, the campaign cacophony goes silent for all assembly constituencies of Tamil Nadu and 152 seats in West Bengal. No rallies, no road shows, no last-minute pitches. The battle for votes at the hustings hits a pause. This is the voters' window to reflect, decide and choose without all the noise or persuasion. Which is why what the campaigners say in the final hours has to be well thought out, because that will be the final message that the voter takes home before casting their vote. So what did the Congress want the electorate in Tamil Nadu to mull over for the next 2 days? That Prime Minister of India is a terrorist? Yes. Listen in to Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge, who made the comparison while addressing a press conference in Chennai earlier today.
How can they join with Modi, who is a terrorist and who won't believe in equality? His party won't believe in equality and justice. And these people are joining with them. It means that they are weakening democracy.
Was it a slip of tongue? That is what many in the Congress would have you believe. But on stage, there was no clarification or correction. It was only when reporters pressed him later that the Congress chief offered this explanation.
Just I wanted to clarify that Modi always threatens and always is, I told certain sequence, ID, ED, income tax, CVC, these institutions are in his hand. Again, this delimitation also he wants to take in his hand. Therefore, I say, in that context,
Terrorize, you mean to say?
he is terrorizing people and political parties. And I never said he is a terrorist.
An afterthought at best. Now, without even getting into the merit of arguments being made here about Prime Minister using agencies to terrorize opposition, can someone democratically elected by the people of the country be flippantly dubbed a terrorist? That too by the senior-most office bearer of the biggest national political party in the opposition? AICC General Secretary K.C. Venugopal, who was on stage when this comment was made, says it is a non-issue for a party that quickly turns apologist for the likes of Afzal Guru, Yaqub Memon and Hidma. Branding the Prime Minister a terrorist is a non-issue. The BJP has vehemently disagreed. They call it a well-thought-out strategy scripted by none other than Rahul Gandhi and prompted by fear of defeat.
They will will try to make the issue, non-issue, become an issue.
India Alliance is in for a huge defeat. That is why, out of desperation, he is using this kind of language.
This camera techniques, nowadays you know that, they are only using the clips.
यह कोई slip of tongue भी नहीं है और यह कोई अगर वो सफाई भी दे रहे हैं तो आप याद रखिए जानबूझ के किया हुआ कांग्रेस का षड्यंत्र है.
Speaking of outrageous comments, another one came from an MP who is often seen rubbing shoulders with the top brass of the Congress party, Pappu Yadav. He said 90% of women cannot do politics without entering the room of politicians. These men obviously did not allow the women's reservation bill through.
बिना नेता के रूम के बगैर 90% महिलाएं राजनीति कर ही नहीं सकती. बिना नेता के रूम के बगैर 90% महिलाएं राजनीति कर ही नहीं सकती.
And women of this country probably expected support for their empowerment from members of parliament and politicians of this nature, supported by the Congress party? Well, after this disgusting remark, what did Mallikarjun Kharge say? What did K.C. Venugopal say? Absolutely nothing. Not a word, viewers, from the party that gave pride of place to Pappu Yadav while campaigning in Bihar. Remember how he shared the spotlight right next to Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi Vadra. In fact, even those who spoke out chose to indulge in political point scoring.
So there is a statement from Pappu Yadav. So here it is. So he's made some derogatory statement about...
From all questions from left side, no right side.
So there's a statement from Pappu Yadav. He's made that 90% of women politicians' career starts from the bed of politicians. How do you like to react on that?
No.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
देखिए, पहली बात तो मैं आपको बता दूं, मनुस्मृति में महिला को अपमानित किया है और वो कोई भी महिला का अपमान करे हमें स्वीकार नहीं है. हम तो किसी बात को समर्थन नहीं कर सकते जो महिला को अपमानित करती हो.
Shouldn't it sicken one's mind that such monstrosity is tolerated by those claiming to be champions of women's empowerment and women's rights? How difficult is it to condemn this sickening statement outright? And why just the Congress party? What about the Trinamool Congress, the party that claims to be the flag bearer of Nari Shakti, has refused to comment as well? Yes, we tried. So what is their outrage reserved for? For Union Home Minister Amit Shah, because when it comes to Mamata Banerjee, suddenly the entire Trinamool Congress goes up in arms over a perceived insult.
ए दीदी, आंख खोल कान खोल कर सुन लो. ए दीदी, आंख खोल कान खोल कर सुन लो.
अमित शाह ने ममता बनर्जी को अपमानित किया है, असम्मानित किया है. हमने देखा कि 2021 में प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी ने भी बंगाल में आकर के जिस तरह से दिद्दी करके ममता बनर्जी के ऊपर आक्रमण किया था. भारतीय जनता पार्टी ममता बनर्जी के ऊपर अभद्र और असभ्य तरीके से आक्रमण कर रही है.
On the 23rd of April, 77% of the seats that the BJP won last time will go to vote. Experts say this could be a make or break phase, setting the tone for the next phase being held on the 29th of April. While Home Minister Amit Shah has assured the voters that no malpractices will be allowed, the Trinamool Congress has alleged that he is colluding with CBI, ED and the NIA and something devious was being planned.
और ममता के गुंडे भी कान खोल कर सुन ले. 23 तारीख को मतदान में जरा भी खलल डाला, अपने घर के बाहर निकले तो 4 तारीख के बाद उल्टा लटका कर सीधा करने का काम करेंगे.
We have credible information that a meeting has been called by the Home Minister of India in respect to Bengal. CBI head, ED head, NIA head. Some serious action has been planned before phase 2 of the polls. Mark my words, in the next 150 hours, some devious action has been planned.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, brings me to the legitimate question on the News Hour tonight. Are these outrageous statements coming from leaders terrorized by fear of impending poll losses? That's the question and that's the debate coming up on the other side.
You're watching the News Hour at 9. Debate number 1 on Times Now. Super Prime Time.
Joining the debate tonight with me, Pradeep Bhandari, national spokesperson of the BJP, Dr. Anand Ranganathan, author, scientist, political commentator, Dr. Manav Jaiswal, national spokesperson of the Trinamool Congress, Advocate Anmol Pawar, national spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party, Vivek Silas, national spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party, Rashid Kidwai, senior journalist. But my first question goes to Congress leader Sanjay Jha. And I want to ask you, Sanjay Jha, I mean, you must be used to this kind of language, but has the Congress decided to take it down to the abysmal low? Every election lower than the previous one. Terrorist is the word used for the Prime Minister by none other than the party president Mallikarjun Kharge. आपको अफजल गुरु टेररिस्ट नहीं लगता, हिडमा नहीं लगता, आपको याकूब मेमन के लिए आप रात को सुप्रीम कोर्ट दोबारा से खटखटाते हैं, but the Prime Minister of India is a terrorist. New law, Sanjay Jha, even by the Congress's standards?
Navika, good evening to you and to all the panelists on the program. Since I think you have taken a long time to introduce the theme for today's conversation, and you have said that the Congress has a lot to explain for, let me do that. And I won't take too long, but I would appreciate if I am not interrupted. Point number one, Mr. Kharge, I know him personally. If he's made that statement, he's also clarified immediately, number one. But here is the interesting point that I think the viewers of Times Now need to know. I agree that we should not use language that is crude, vulgar, and frankly, insulting. It's not right. But ladies and gentlemen, do you know that Prime Minister Narendra Modi himself, occupying the highest office in this land, he called Dr. Manmohan Singh through an inference that he made as an anti-national. He called Dr. Manmohan Singh, the Prime Minister of this country, an anti-national. You know when? When the Gujarat elections were on in 2017. And during the campaign, he alleged that there was a conspiracy being hatched to appoint a Mia candidate in Ahmedabad as the Gujarat Chief Minister. Dr. Manmohan Singh publicly asked Narendra Modi for an apology. And eventually Arun Jaitley tried to buy some peace in Parliament. It's on public record. Ladies and gentlemen, please Google it and you'll feel ashamed that a Prime Minister sitting in the office of his chair was insulting a former Prime Minister, and the former Prime Minister had to ask him, apologize right now. The second point, and this is very intriguing, Chandrababu Naidu in 2019 called Narendra Modi not just a terrorist, he called him a dreaded terrorist. He called him a hardcore terrorist. And now Chandrababu Naidu is a partner of the BJP. The BJP is celebrating a partner, a coalition partner, who called Mr. Modi a terrorist. And
so are you saying Mallikarjun Kharge wants to join the BJP, which is why he called the Prime Minister a terrorist? Is that your explanation why people are using this term terrorist so freely during elections? And may I, Sanjay Jha, just correct you. Mallikarjun Kharge did not clarify at that time or later. The clarification came when a reporter asked the question, and the first reaction was some laughter and then saying, I meant terrorizing through other people. Sanjay Jha, so when you defend somebody...
Let me answer that. 1 minute. Let me answer.
Okay, do that.
Yeah. Well, 1 minute. Do you want... okay, I'm very prepared for this debate. So let me just tell you this. Shall I list out to you the names that Rahul Gandhi has been subjected to? A BJP MP called an actor.
Okay, they've said this.
Anti-national. And nobody said a word.
Okay.
Nobody said a word.
Anand Ranganathan, somebody as erudite as Sanjay Jha cannot call a wrong. If somebody else has done a wrong before, it was wrong then. But somebody doing it today, nobody in the Congress has the guts to call a wrong. And that is the psyche that I'm referring to. Anand Ranganathan, is this normal? Unhone kiya, humne kiya, election, rally, heat and sound and fury, all this is fine?
Good evening, Navika, and good evening, my fellow Sanjay. Sanjay, when you said, thank you. Good evening, Navika. Good evening to my fellow panelists. Look, the fact of the matter is very simple. if Narendra Modi ji got 1 rupee for every time he was abused in the last 20 years, he would be richer than you, possibly a billionaire. No, I mean it. Look, the fact of the matter is I was expecting this debate to go along the lines that it just did. My good friend Sanjay has no response other than whataboutery. And this is the problem. Whenever we've had dozens of discussions, Navika, on the gali galoch that happens in political discourse, dozens. And every time it goes into a slanging tennis match between BJP and the Congress or whichever. Now I see TMC and they are going to say, and you have Samajwadi Party, Vivek ji, my good friend, Aam Aadmi Party, they are all going to say that we are holier than thou and we condemn, you know, all these abuses that are being thrown on other people without mentioning that they are some of the worst perpetrators. Now, admittedly, Sanjay is right there, absolutely. The fact is that the word terrorist has been used as an abuse against a lot of people cutting across party lines. We had the most infamous example of Bhaduria ji of BJP calling Danish Ali a terrorist. Recently, you had a Congress turncoat now in BJP, Ramneek Maan calling Rahul Gandhi terrorist number 1. You had Rahul Gandhi calling Pragya Thakur as terrorist. You had Kharge ji calling Narendra Modi a terrorist. And Sanjay is absolutely right. Chandrababu Naidu called Narendra Modi a hardcore, dreaded terrorist. But two wrongs don't make a right, Sanjay. Number one, please unequivocally condemn this usage. And second, we have the BJP out here. Let Pradeep answer as to why they are not outraging when Chandrababu Naidu called Narendra Modi a terrorist, as to what others. The answer of the political parties of their abuses will be given by them. But is that a justification, I ask you, for what Kharge ji has said? At least have the temerity to condemn what he said.
Nobody condemns because, out comes the history sheet of who said what to whom, and therefore it's all fair game. And Pradeep Bhandari, please respond to Sanjay Jha. Sanjay Jha says, Aapne kiya hai, Naidu ji ne kiya hai. So now, why are you complaining today? Please respond.
Well, Navika ji, at the outset, I was expecting my friend Anand to fact-check Sanjay, because Sanjay said that the Honorable Prime Minister said the former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh as an anti-national man, which is factually incorrect. What he was referring to was in 2017 Gujarat Assembly election, where there were reports that the former Prime Minister had a secret meeting with the Pakistani diplomats, about which a clarification was asked in order to influence the election, which was considered an anti-national act. I will come to the moot point. The Prime Minister has taken oath on the Constitution. He is the elected Prime Minister for the third consecutive time, representing the will of the people of the country, including the poor, out of 25 crore plus who have lifted out of poverty. So the Congress is calling the elected Prime Minister of this country a terrorist, which is an insult to 140 crore Indians. Now, if I extend this forward, this is exactly the urban Naxal mindset, because it began from Sonia Gandhi calling the Prime Minister Maut ka Saudagar, or if you recall, the Congress party even in fact releasing posters with Prime Minister's head not there from its official Twitter handle. So this is not exactly how a mainstream political party behaves. This is exactly how an anti-national party behaves. And let me just complete my point with the following three arguments. A, the Congress has never called Hafiz Saeed a terrorist. In fact, Hafiz Saeed has praised the Congress party. B, if an elected Prime Minister is a terrorist, does the Congress party mean that Indira Gandhi, Rajiv Gandhi and the former Prime Minister of the country are also terrorists as per the logic of Mr. Kharge? And this is not Mr. Kharge, Navika ji. This is Rahul Gandhi instructing Mr. Kharge, because Rahul Gandhi has also used similar vitriolic language against the BJP workers or the Prime Minister, calling him from all sorts of things. And in fact, if you recall the poisonous snake remark of Mr. Kharge, so this is not once. So why is it that Mr. Kharge is giving the repeated remarks? Because Rahul Gandhi is asking him, and this is electoral frustration of the Congress, because Congress knows that the people are not voting the Congress party. It has 4% vote share in Tamil Nadu. It is about to lose Assam. It has 2% vote share in Bengal. So rather than becoming a political opponent, it has started to become the opponent of the people of the country and expressing that frustration because the people are supporting the Prime Minister and indirectly calling the people of this country as terrorists. That is the reality of the Congress party. And had the Congress party one amount of intent, they would have attacked the terrorists after 26/11 in Mumbai.
Give me 30 seconds.
I'll come back to you, Sanjay Jha. Let me get in Mr. Manav Jaiswal of the Trinamool Congress. And Manav Jaiswal ji, I just want to ask you, बंगाल में मुद्दों की कमी है क्या? तमिलनाडु में मुद्दों की कमी है क्या? इस देश में जनता से वोट मांगने के लिए मुद्दों की कमी है क्या? कि हम अल्टीमेटली आ जाते हैं तो किस बात पर? एक तरफ टेररिस्ट बुलाया जा रहा है प्रधानमंत्री को, तो दूसरी तरफ डेरेक ओब्रायन कह रहे हैं अरे भाई कुछ होने वाला है, कुछ होने वाला है, सीबीआई, एनआईए, ईडी कुछ करने वाली है। अरे भैया इलेक्शन कमीशन भूल गए लास्ट के 2 दिन में, इलेक्शन कमीशन का नाम नहीं लिया, उन्हें भी ले लेते, कोस लेते। मैं पूछना चाहती हूं कि कितनी कॉन्स्पिरेसी थियरीज हैं। आप जो 215 सीटें पिछली बार जीते थे, आपको इतना भी भरोसा नहीं है अपने आप पे कि आप दोबारा जीत सकते हैं?
First of all, namaskar to the nation, Radhika ji. And if it is in English, I'll do it in English. Or if you want to be in Hindi, we can do it in Hindi.
No, please go ahead. It's English, the preferred language. But I just wanted to ask you, where is this conspiracy theory coming from?
Now, first of all, you have to understand the total analogy which has been happening for the last 6 months. The SIR has happened. There's almost 35 lakh people who will be deprived for casting their votes. Supreme Court had asked for the tribunal. We are going door to door for the tribunal. That is all happening. But eventually, isn't it an electoral terrorism? What else you can answer or you can state when you're having like 35 lakh genuine people who are unable to vote and the SR list is already out? This is the first conspiracy theory. Now, the second, when you have an election commission model code of conduct, which is applicable in the state of West Bengal, where you have a video conferencing with the Home Minister and the rest of the, juggernaut of the NIA, the CSF, the BSF, everybody coming together for a massive meet. For what? Is Bengal Manipur? Is Bengal Pakistan? Is Bengal Bangladesh or disturbed Bangladesh? No. The prism and the lenses with the BJP looks Bengal is a place which is not a part of the sovereign India. That is the problem for the BJP. That is the problem with the ministers and with the Prime Minister as well as with the Home Minister. When you see the language, it's very condemnable when you see, this kind of language. The standard of language has eventually deprived, depleted for last 2014. We never saw any prime minister or any ministers or any big leaders talking into such a derogatory remarks previously. But now it has become a trend. Now, whatever can it be a trend, but we really object to it. It's condemnable. And anything before you speak on a media, when you're a big leader like Mr. Kharge, you should be very, very, actively participating with the proper vocabulary. Eventually, what is happening in Bengal, we are winning. There's no doubt about it. Even your channel, even every channel that they've been coming, yes, Mamata Banerjee is returning. But our target is not to make Mamata Banerjee the CM again. Our target, our work, every Karyakarta, every worker of TMC, every person in Bengal is trying to have a flamboyant result on the 4th of May. We want minimum 50. 250 is our target.
For a flamboyant result on the scoreboard, you will now call every constitutional body, as if it's participating in a conspiracy. You spoke about SIR. The entire matter went to Supreme Court, and only on facts, Anand Ranganathan. The Supreme Court has overseen I'm coming to you, Pradeep. Supreme Court has overseen every bit of the SIR process, sent judicial officers, to look at how the SIR problems were being dealt with. We all know what happened in Malda. Yet the conspiracy is against the Trinamool Congress, not the judicial officers and other people. And am I wrong in saying that Bengal probably has the dubious distinction of the highest rate of violence during elections? It does.
Not just, Navika, not just today or currently. For the last 50 years, in fact, R.K. Lakshman's 1971 cartoons have been doing the round. This has always been the case. Remember in Panchayat election 5 years ago, 20,000 Panchayati seats went uncontested. Such was the fear. But that apart, let me come back to what my erudite TMC spokesperson was saying. It is almost as if he believes that the rest of India does not get internet, only Bengal gets internet. He's saying we condemn all these abuse, as I correctly predicted. Does he know what Modi has been called by TMC and specifically Didi? Hitler's uncle, Daku, Dakat, Chor, and that's just Mamta Di. You know what the other TMC leaders have called Modi and Shah? Let me not go there. TMC तो अभी झांकी है, समाजवादी पार्टी बाकी है. अभी इनसे पूछे इन्होंने क्या क्या गालियां दी है मोदी जी को.
अच्छा, मोदी जी ने कितनी गालियां दी हैं?
नहीं. अच्छा,
मोदी जी ने
कितनी गालियां दी हैं? हिसाब बराबर करना मानक देश.
I'm not into that. Listen. I'm not into that. We don't want to go and have a Listen.
Did I not take
as far as Bengal is concerned, as far as the election is concerned, as far as the vocabulary is concerned, as far as the Daketi is concerned, what do you mean by 35 lakh genuine people being deprived of their voting rights? Is it Daketi or is it electoral terrorism?
Has the
Supreme Court,
now listen,
my friend, the Supreme Court will give you the solution. Supreme Court is apprised of the matter. It is seized of the matter. The Supreme Court is the door that you need to knock.
Under Section 123, there has been a consideration if you don't have a proper list and every one individual has been deprived of voting, that old list of 2002 or the last SR has to be taken into account. What is the Election Commission doing? Isn't it Election Commission incompetent that they've been unable to fulfill the every...
Well, I don't know why you haven't knocked on the doors of the Supreme Court. You have eminent lawyers to represent you, but Pradeep Bhandari, West Bengal tops in violence during the 16 state elections held in the last decade. From 205 incidents in 2016 state polls, this increased to 354 in the 2023 Panchayat elections. And since 2018, the BJP has replaced the CPM in the second position, so they are at a receiving end. Where is anything hidden in these statistics that exist in the open public domain?
Navika ji, I remember watching Times Now and your channel leading the coverage where the judicial officers themselves were not safe in Kaliachak, and you had men related to Trinamool Congress and the Congress party even hounding the judicial officers doing their duty. So in a state where you do not have Mr. Manav, stop interrupting. Stop interrupting. Why? I will answer that. The DM is under the DM was under your purview. The election commissioner.
It is under the Election Commission.
I will answer. No, it is not. The DM for administrative duty was under your supervision. That is why he was removed. Not once have you...
Gentlemen, you know...
Rule of law in Bengal. There is a law of the rule of law.
Why are you funding him?
Gentlemen...
Who fought against rape and murder?
Calm down, gentlemen. This is not the parliament. And here we cannot. I mean, please be fair to our viewers who cannot hear two people screaming at the same time. Please. Janta ka chinta kar lijiye. Or Vivek Silas, I just want to ask you on a very serious note. Tomorrow is the anniversary of Pahalgam. I want to ask you, should we actually be using the word terrorist so horribly in this country when we are looking at the anniversary of Pahalgam, the first anniversary? Mallikarjun Kharge calling the Prime Minister a terrorist. And I want to tell you why this is not a slip of tongue. Because he's been called a poisonous snake by Mallikarjun Kharge in April 2023 in Kalaburgi. Prime Minister is a poisonous snake. Then came a clarification. November 17, 2023, he said Prime Minister is a liar. And, then came again another clarification. Then he was called a Ravan and this time a terrorist. So this is no slip of tongue. This is a mindset. You are okay to be adversaries, but language, is this the language to be used, sir?
नहीं, देखिए नाविका जी, दोनों तरफ से जिस तरह से बातें हो रही हैं, मुझे नहीं लगता है कि ये लैंग्वेज अच्छी है, बिल्कुल नहीं है। लेकिन कम से कम मल्लिकार्जुन खड़गे जी ने क्लैरिफिकेशन दिया। आप ही की बात मान लेते हैं कि एक पत्रकार ने जब दोबारा पूछा तो उन्होंने क्लैरिफिकेशन दे दिया। लेकिन भारतीय जनता पार्टी के जब उप मुख्यमंत्री विजय शाह हमारी इंडियन आर्मी की कर्नल सोफिया कुरैशी को आतंकवादी की बहन बोलते हैं, तो क्या भारतीय जनता पार्टी कुछ करती है? अभी हेमंत बिस्वा शर्मा ने राहुल गांधी जी को और खड़गे जी को पागल बोला और बार बार बोला, कोई सवाल नहीं हुआ। देखिए, भारतीय जनता पार्टी बिल्कुल टेररिस्ट की तरह एक टेरराइज करके पार्टियों को चुनाव लड़ने की कोशिश करती है।
चलिए, अब आप भी कह रहे हैं भारतीय जनता पार्टी टेररिस्ट की तरह, आप भी कह रहे हैं भारतीय जनता पार्टी टेररिस्ट की तरह टेरराइज करती है। Well, this is on national television prime time news where Vivek Silas is saying भारतीय जनता पार्टी टेररिस्ट। क्या बाकी रह गया सुनने के लिए?
चुनाव लड़ती है।
राशिद किदवई, अब से हम सब एक दूसरे को, वी आर ऑल्सो कॉलीग्स एज जर्नलिस्ट, वी शुड कॉल ईच अदर टेररिस्ट बिकॉज दैट्स व्हाट द पार्लेंस एंड दैट्स द एग्जाम्पल दैट इज बीइंग सेट अप बाय पॉलिटिशियंस एवरीवेयर। फर्स्ट मल्लिकार्जुन खड़गे, अब विवेक साइलस जी।
Navika, this is very unfortunate. Political decency is not a one-way street. So it takes two to tango. All these statements that you are referring to by all political parties, they are aimed at weaponizing. The words are used in context, out of context, to weaponize, to be used as electoral strategy with an eye to harp some kind of political dividend, and every political party is guilty. Here is a situation where the one side is a prime minister, a leader of the House of Lok Sabha, and the other side is the leader of opposition in Rajya Sabha. If they cannot conduct themselves in an appropriate sense, how do you expect their party workers to behave that? So there is a huge problem, and there is no solution in sight. I am not, unlike you, I am not optimistic, because people, political parties, individuals, even intellectuals, they will keep on justifying one thing or the other. In Westminster model of parliamentary democracy, there is a greater emphasis on propriety than the legality of it. Till we don't recognize and accept it, this will continue. Because clarification, like you're rightly saying, a question was asked and then Mr. Khadge respond. Somebody can turn around and say Mr. Khadge is 84, slip of tongue, he's a Dalit. He is, he can say this kind of things and get away.
Well, I have the deepest respect. I come from a generation where we do respect our elders, and whatever be their ideology, wherever they come from, we do respect our elders. But my friend Rashid Kidwai, I find it difficult to respect those who are in active politics, who are leaders of opposition in Rajya Sabha. They are not old for that. But they are old, because they make certain statements and therefore we must make, certain discounts for them. I at least do not subscribe to that view. If you're good enough, healthy enough to hold an office of the kind that Khadge ji does, then frankly, you have to have your wits about you. It can't be that every time some slip of tongue happens. Anmol Pawar ji, I just want to ask you, and my question is more fundamental. Every time the Prime Minister is called names, he actually gains from it. Does the opposition not even realize that? And number two, the fact that Bengal is going to polls 2 days from now, end of campaigning for phase 1, and this kind of a statement gives some sort of a handle to the BJP, because 77% of the seats they won last time are going to poll in the first phase. So is the opposition actually wanting to give some sort of a leeway to the BJP and hand it over to them on a platter? Why else would Mallikarjun Kharge ji call the Prime Minister a terrorist?
Not sure about the opposition, but certainly Congress wants to give a leeway. Calling our country's elected Prime Minister as a terrorist is completely unacceptable. This cannot be brushed aside as a slip of tongue, especially coming from a senior Congress leader. And, Navika ji, Congress gains nothing from such remarks. In fact, it is a deliberate statement made with an intent to politically benefit the BJP. Had the Congress president, had Mallikarjun Kharge said that BJP terrorized people by using investigative agencies like ED and CBI, everyone would have agreed. Had BJP said that, had Mallikarjun Kharge said that BJP leaders had links with ISI, everyone would have agreed. Had Mallikarjun Kharge said that BJP had links with Lashkar-e-Taiba terrorists, their office bearers were connected with the Lashkar-e-Taiba terrorists, everyone
What are
would
you
have
saying?
agreed. But calling
what are you saying?
a country as terrorist is unacceptable.
Just because this judge of the High Court has lambasted Mr. Kejriwal, he has lost the mental semblance. I believe this is exactly, this is what happens when the judge of the High Court lambasts Mr. Kejriwal, and when Mr. Kejriwal tried to appear in person and was completely demolished in the High Court.
Anand Ranganathan to now allege that the BJP has links with the ISI and Lashkar-e-Taiba, says the Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson, makes any sense to you? Or are we all delirious because elections are around the corner?
No, you know, people who are living in Sheesh Mahal should not throw stones at others. The fact of the matter is that it is Sanjay Singh.
Let me make my...
I did not interrupt you. Please, please. I did not interrupt.
I'm running out of time. I'm running out of time, but to say BJP has links with the Lashkar-e-Taiba, you know, is a defamatory statement. At least the channel and the show holds no brief for this. A battle, if it is a legal battle, is between you and the BJP Anmol Pawar. Pradeep Bhandari responding.
Navika ji, we will sue the Aam Aadmi Party. We will sue the spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party. This is the only the government which has attacked Pakistan, deep inside Pakistan in Operation Sindoor. But I'll come to the fundamental point, Navika ji. Bengal tops in terms of political violence in the 16 states elections which has taken place in the last decade. Maximum political violence has happened in Bengal. This is why you need central agencies. I will come to the moot point again. It is an insult to the 140 crore Indians. Does the Congress believe that
absolutely 59.6% of all poll-related violence over the last decade happens in West Bengal. That is the statistics. But we did a dipstick survey and we asked the question, Mallikarjun Kharge calls Prime Minister a terrorist. Congress terrorized by fear of poll losses? Yes, say 88% of the people. No, say 9%. Don't have a view, 3%. 88% people believe कांग्रेस का कुछ है ही नहीं इसीलिए because they are going to lose. That is why such statements coming from the Congress party. The question is, will the people use this? Because this is the statement that comes in the final hours of campaigning for phase 1 of polling both in Tamil Nadu and West Bengal, or will it really be advantage to the opposition? We'll have to wait and watch. Thank you very much to all my panelists for joining me on debate number 1.